certified abuse of power, man.
Abuse of power. That's abuse. What? This motherfucker was putting that godly dick in teenagers.
Man.
Hey, he did that shit for the Lord.
My brother. Woo! My brother-in-law would like to tune in for a minute. So if you want, you can put the link in the thing, please. But yeah, man, just a video or we just gonna shoot from the hip with this shit, man.
Hey, man, this is it. So there's no video. You guys want to see it? Was there a video?
Yes,
I thought it was a video. Yeah,
it's a video.
Yeah, I got it. Shit, I just got the one with old boy just talking about it.
You know what? It don't even matter. Poor Man's Pod? Who was it? Poor Man's Podcast.
Undisputed.
Shout out to Poor Man Podcast. He's got some dope shit. He real fucking dope, he's man. Dope. Shout out, homie.
Oh, look! They made this shit private. They made the YouTube video of the church service private. So
seriously,
yeah, we can pick that shit up.
Rip.
Yeah,
let's go with that. Let's go with that. Because I'm not shocked. So for everybody that's watching, what happened is this young lady right here on the right on the stage, and I think it was her husband or her boyfriend. They confronted the pastor. I'm thinking it's the dude in the suit jacket. I guess he was retiring, and they attended the ceremony. They stepped up on stage, and she let him know that homeboy was taking liberties with her. Man, she would be back there in his office, and that motherfucker will be doing what he do. Which we don't condone here, and please don't take the tone in which I'm saying this shit as we do. But she took it upon herself to do absolutely what she should have done, which was confront this motherfucker in front of the congregation and do and put this motherfucker on blast for being exactly what he is, a monster. And I was proud of her husband or significant other, life partner, whatever, for supporting her. And the shit and giggles part of this is after they said what they had to say, those fuckers in the church stood up and gave that bastard a standing ovation. As if that young lady didn't just say as a child, this bastard fucking raped me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the other key part of the story is he called himself doing a who was the priest, the pastor back home that always used to get caught, man?
You ain't gonna say his name. Nah. I know you talk about. I know you talk about. Yeah, we ain't gonna.
So no. I wasn't. He was a televangelist. That's who I'm talking about. Okay.
Televangelist. Yeah,
televangelist.
Yeah.
But okay. So he called himself, I guess, making a confession. And what he did was he fucked around with the words and said, well, yeah, I just had an extramarital affair. I stepped out on my wife. But what it was he was fucking that little girl.
Mm-hmm.
And these fuckers actually stood up. Grandparents in there, fathers, mothers, aunties, uncles, cousins, bro. They all got a woman in their family. Them hoes in the church, because that's what I'm gonna call them bitches, stood up and they gave that man a fucking standing ovation after that young lady said that this motherfucker was a sexual predator and he took advantage of me.
He's a man of the cloth, man. He could do no wrong. What was that with Eddie Long? When he got jammed up and they rebaptized his ass or some shit.
Yeah, they was just trying to wash that poop off his penis.
See, that part too. So yeah, I mean, it goes down in the church.
The only cloth this motherfucker is a man of is the cloth that he used to wipe the evidence off that little girl. That's it. But yeah. I mean, and it just goes to show you.
Does it really shock you, man, about what goes on inside the confines of organized religion?
Absolutely not, because I've seen this before. It was a young man though.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I might be getting it confused with a film, but I think this actually happened. But I think that was what was it? Red Hook Summer. Spike Lee did a movie about something.
Oh yeah,
like this.
yeah, that was dope.
Yeah, and Gentlemen come in, say, hey, this cat took advantage of me. And the church was just like, oh, don't do this here. Don't.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck you mean don't do this here?
Yeah.
He took advantage of me here, motherfucker. You know, and so I'm not shocked. What I'm more shocked about is the congregation, because it's no different than there was a documentary done called Deliver Us from Evil, where this young lady, she did a film about this pastor who had been going from parish to parish, molesting children. And yeah, this motherfucker's a demon. I mean,
that's what they do when they get caught. They shift them. They move them on. Like, oh, we got to take them to to their rehab.
There you go. And so
then they relocate them.
Right. And so you watching this, like, this dude is a fucking monster, man. But then it's like, who's holding the leash on this motherfucker? And you see how evil that fucking church was to just pass him, around from church. This dude was across the street from kids. He wasn't even supposed to be with, a certain amount of miles from school or whatever. And he's just got his hands on hips looking like red Skittle, blue Skittle, green Skittle, and it's just, it's just the common denominator in this shit is the people, man, from the parents who's like, oh, we didn't think he would do this, so we let him stay at the house, to the parishioners, to the fucking church elders themselves. Like, that's why I say, what the fuck good do these institutions do in 2022?
Yeah, if they can't protect the innocent.
Right.
They're not there to protect the innocent.
It's the innocent. Come on, man. I mean, these people pay good money.
To what?
Oh, I'm sorry. There's a huge delay in this. Like, these people are paying. These people are paying to get taken advantage of. Okay, when you step through a church, them motherfuckers are selling hope, and they have no fucking idea, just like you do, about what's on the other side. Okay, so they are selling you a fucking dream, and then when they sell you that dream and a zipper comes down and they end up taking advantage of one of your fucking kids, that's on you. Okay, so stop looking at these fucking churches like they're the bad guys. All right, time to take some personal accountability in here.
Right.
Sending your fucking kids to these churches.
And that was my point. But the only thing is, I agree with you on everything. The only thing I say is, ain't nobody paying for their kids to get fucked. You know what I'm saying?
Obviously,
you are if you send them.
We are all adults, and as children, we knew those preachers were fucking kids. Okay,
well.
We knew that as children, and then we grew up to do the same shit. I mean, I got a 24-year-old. I wouldn't send my son to the fucking church ever.
They probably still try to fuck because he's 24. But this is what I'm saying. Hollywood. I mean, it's to the point where Hollywood makes feature films about this shit. Michael Keaton, James Ruffalo was in the joint about them doing that shit. I mean, this one wasn't necessarily about the church, but what was the one with Brad Pitt and them? Where they went to the boys' home. It was like a youth camp for troubled minors, and Kevin Bacon and them was fucking the shit out of them.
See, I didn't even that.
Oh man,
even on the radar, man.
Oh man, it's a good movie. It's sad, but it's good. Some say it's based on a true story. But either way, man, it's like we. As a society, man, society has to get past its pride and wanting to save face on shit like this. I mean, it's bad enough that you got these organizations, that want to prey on children. It's bad enough that you have actual supposed doctors out there who want to rename pedophilia minor attracted people or some shit because these motherfuckers don't like the name pedophile. But it's like, once you start changing the name, then the rules gonna start to change. And it's like, motherfucker, you ain't fucking my child, and I don't care about the law at that point. At that point, I don't care. Like, we not gonna play this game of, oh, we gonna let the law handle everything. Nah, motherfucker, you fuck my kid. This 38, I need some with a longer barrel. But it's gonna fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Can't do a snub nose. And it's gonna bust off too, because I mean, it's sick people in the world, man, and it's sick what adults are doing. It's fucking sick. It's kind of like, and I'm not, again, kids. We kids are off limits. I'm talking about the adults that let this little boy do this. But it's like the drag kid. If you feel like a girl, that's one thing. But then to parade him around, or her, whatever the fuck you want to be called, in front of other adults, dancing and splitting, like you know, and prancing and shit.
Show, man. If that's your talent,
it is, man. That's it. That's where they at. You saw that just happened. That school just got busted for holding a drag.
Come on, man.
A drag show without parents' permission. So
come on, man.
You know, I mean, it is what it is. It's going to happen. You know what I mean? I understand how you feel about having it inside your house or whatever, but then bringing it outside and, you know, like you say, prancing and, you know, doing all that in front of other people. Hey, man, to each his own. That's their kid. They have to handle that. That's something they got to walk through, man. They got to deal with that.
Absolutely, Ed. I was just saying,
charged money.
So I just want to say I find this topic particularly triggering as a survivor of a cult in Youngstown, 1812 Oak Hill Avenue.
That's why I didn't want to say the name. That's why I didn't want to say the name.
Well,
I wasn't talking about
this
that.
Whole topic, I know he wasn't, because
I was talking Jimmy Swagger.
His brothers, it wasn't him. His brothers was messing with children.
Gotcha.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
But I knew many of those children because they were my counterparts and my classmates and so on and so forth.
Right.
You know, when someone makes a joke about their family member who has a position in an organization and says, well, simply don't shower when they're in the locker room. Why the fuck are they in the locker room in the first place? Right.
Facts.
So I never found that joke funny.
Right.
And I was always told not to even go in there when that individual was in there. And I was like, but why are we still going to this school and this organization? Right. So what you got to understand is, and I won't bore the audience unless they're interested in knowing something further, that this is not against the religion. That's what people have to come out from under the misunderstanding of. You know, the higher you go in these religions, you find that they are one and the same. And there are different scriptures that are not taught to the parishioners, and the clergy are not even all fully abreast of them until they graduate. That there's teachings in a book called the Talmud that do not frown upon pedophilia. In fact, they say that it can be done in order to garner power from the innocent, and that no harm is done because they can be reflowered. And if it's a male, well, let's just say that's the reason why they encourage circumcision. Right. That's why they encourage circumcision, because you can't, if it's a male, you can't prove abuse. You know,
Dookie caught up in that hanging meat. Go ahead.
No, but he was, you know, I understand what Drews are talking about, because certain mindsets, when, like over in Africa, back when AIDS was highly, you know, prevalent, they were saying reason why is because a lot of guys, because of their religion, told them that if they had sex with a virgin, it may cure them.
Well,
you know, at the height of that.
Not even the superstition. That would be one of the superstitions, but the actual dogma of this book justifies things like inadvertent murder. If you, for example, slash a tire, the air goes out, the person wrecks, and they die. You didn't directly murder them, so you can't be guilty of a murder. I mean, these are what they consider higher consciousness ways of thinking, right? And so even when you mention Hollywood, you got people out there. I'm not going to put this star's name back out there because I don't want to give him whatever. But he said that he screwed another rock star from the UK. And they said, so are you homosexual? He said, no. They said, are you bisexual? He said, no, I'm a god. When you reach a level of a god, you can fuck whoever you want to. You can let whoever you want fuck you, right?
You just a gay motherfucker with a mental disorder.
Well, see, listen.
Go ahead, brother.
He's fluid. He's fluid.
Yeah, you got it. That's the mindset. So because they can't hide it no more, that's what they're doing when they say birthing people. When they say, what do you say? Minor attracted, or how'd you put it?
It's called a MAP, minor attracted persons.
Minor attracted persons, right?
Wow.
So that's what they're doing. They're just telling you what they do. Instead of giving it a label, they'd rather hear the definition. And that's really fucked up and backwards, but that's what the game they're playing. They can't hide it no more.
Well, it's no different than, you know, you got these women out here that saying, hey, I'm gonna fuck whoever I want, but don't call me a slut. No slut shaming. We ain't doing that. But where your cousin at, and your uncle and your great granddad, because I'm fucking them all at the same time. That's all it is. Yeah, it's the same shit.
This is what I hate about American.
Don't shame me for wanting to fuck your kid, is what they saying. Go ahead.
It's because a word like slut doesn't even mean that. A slut is an unkempt woman. A woman who keeps her house poorly is a slut, right? Just like the word for homosexual used to be what a faggot, right? But now if you say that word in that context,
Drizzy said that.
the ember of a cigarette,
right? Was a fag.
And then we would say when we were younger, flamer, right?
Yeah.
Somebody who's flamboyant, right? Braggadocious about their lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
So why saying out loud what they're exemplifying? How's that become offensive now? To the point where you can be shut down, shut up, and shut away.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We come a long way, because I remember watching Sanford and Son when he was like, "Oh, you know that boy a little." But man, it was just like, what is that?
But it's all about the normalization.
Right.
Yeah, it's all about the normalization of the shit. That's why when you start making people comfortable, it's like this shit, right?
That's what I'm saying.
It's don't call them illegal immigrants. They undocumented citizens. No, motherfucker, they still broke the law. It's illegal. What's wrong with saying it's illegal? See, when you start changing the names and shit, you start making it, more comfortable and acceptable. That's why, I'm not saying this. Certain people said that once you started giving certain groups their rights, it was going to open the doors for this other weird shit. And that's what we seeing. You seeing more and more people sit up in front of a stage. I don't know if that's not TED. It was something else. And it's like, yeah, we shouldn't demonize pedophiles just because they're attracted to children. Fucking women saying this. The fuck is wrong with you? And so you add to that church full of people that's giving a pedophile a standing ovation. And it's like, what hope do you have for the society?
Amen. I like how you wrap that back up. I think we spent way too much time on this.
Let's get it. Come on.
Let's hit the gas, man. No brakes.
Let's get it.
But thank you all for that one, man, for wrapping that.
Thank you all, my brother.
Bringing that right back home to that damn congregation.
I hope that I was able to explain the sickness behind the mindset of those who.
Dude, we got it.
We got it. You're supposed to, Sensei. Yeah.